evening, everyone. The fourth and final quarter-final was played in the 1975 Cricket World Cup, being played in Sri Lanka today. It was played in Colombo. It was India versus West Indies. West Indies, massive favourites to reach for semi-finals in Colombo. And this is what happened in today's game. Well, West Indies won the toss and elected to bowl. On a slow, normal pitch. It's the fourth time out of four in this World Cup that all four quarter-finalists have elected, all four captains that won the toss in the quarter-finals all elected to bowl, and only Kim Hughes, whose toss elected to bowl first, backfired with that dreadful performance from Australia yesterday. But Clive Lloyd won the toss, selected to bowl first. His team put in an absolute magnificent bowling performance as they've done throughout the competition. India all out for 182 and 47.2 overs. But there's a special mention here. I mean, Sunil Gavaskar 8, 11 for Anshuman Gaywad, 7 for I need to do that. Dilip Venkasar, but a real innings of top quality from Gunapa Vishnath. He was absolutely terrific. 78 of 95 deliveries, a top quality innings against a brilliant bowling and attack. He got an absolute, when he got his 50, he got a standing ovation from the crowd, and he got handshakes from Vivian Richards, Clive Lloyd and Michael Holding. Michael Holding eventually bowled him with an absolute brilliant Yorker for 78. And he shook his hand straight away. He got an absolute magnificent ovation from the West Indian players. It was great to see. Great sportsmanship from the West Indian players. You expect that from a class team like them. They are the champions, world champions. But that was an absolute class innings. No one else got anything. Bikash Patel, 15. 8 for Mahinda Armanath. 12 for Kepil Dev. A duck for the wicket-keeper, Sharina Kana. Sharina Kana. I think it's Sharina Kana. I'll just have a look. Surinder Kana. Karvan Gavi, 11. 6 in his final match, what's turned out to be his final match for Shirley Venkakaran, and 10 not out for Mission Bedi. All out for 182. Michael Holding was absolutely superb. 4 for 33 from his 10 overs. 2 for 29 for Collis King. 32 for 1 for Andy Roberts. 31 for 1 for Colin Croft. And 1 for 42 for Joel Garner. As for the West Indian batsmen, well, they lost an early wicket. Finney, Gordon Greenwich went for 10 thanks to a poor shot. They're 21 opening partnerships, for the lowest opening partnership in this tournament for West Indies, but then a partnership of 119. Vivian Richards got out, 45 of 49 deliveries to a poor shot, giving Surya Venkakaran his last ever wicket in international cricket. 11 of 16 deliveries for Alvin Krishnan, but what an innings from my brain's really going. I'm starting to get flipping Alzheimer's, ain't I? Desmond Haynes, absolute masterful innings, 116 not out of 102 deliveries. He's got 345 runs in the tournament and an average of 86, which includes 3 50s, 1 century and 2 not outs, which is why his average is in the 80s. They chased it down in 183 for 2. They chased down in 40.2 overs. A masterful innings and a third man of the match award for Desmond Haynes, as you'll see in a moment. 36 for 0 for Mahinda Armanath. 46 for 0 for Kepil Dev, 21 for 5 for Karvan Gavavi. A last ever wicket and very good performance from Shuri Venkakaran. 1 for 30, got a standing ovation as he left, which is completely different to what he's been getting loads of boos in this World Cup, but he got a good ovation today from the Indian crowd. The Indian crowd really got behind India today. India really did their all, but they're up against the best team in the world. 0 for 45 for Mission Bedi. The final outcome at Colombo, the fourth quarter-final at Colombo between India and the West Indies. West Indies won the toss, let the bowl on a slow, normal pitch. Bowled brilliantly. Got India out for 182. in 47.3 overs. They chased the runs down, 183 for 2 in just 40.3 overs. West Indies winning by 8 wickets and a third man of the match award for his 106 not out off 102 balls. Desmond Haynes, a masterful innings. This is the semi-finals then of the Cricket World Cup here in Sri Lanka. England versus New Zealand in the first semi-final and Pakistan versus West Indies in the second semi-final. 2 absolute mouth-watering semi-finals. We hope that they will be classics. Now to have a look at the star players for both India and the West Indies. We'll have a look at India's end of tournament figures. Desmond Haynes, like I said, for leading run score in the tournament now, 345 runs, or I believe he is anyway. But let's have a look now. He's had a very good tournament, Gunapa Vishnath. Highest score today, 237 runs at an average, in 6 innings at an average of 47, which included 2 50s. He is a major positive in this tournament for India. Averaged 18 with a bat, Mahinder Amanath, but took 13 wickets in 6 matches at an average of 18, considering that their bowling's been very poor throughout this tournament. Leading wicket taker in this tournament for India, he's been a major positive as well. As for the West Indies, let's double check. Yep, he is the leading run scorer now. 276 runs in 6 innings at an average of 69. Was out for 10 today. He'll be very, very disappointed with that Golden Greenwich, but nonetheless. Vivian Richards, 237 runs in 5 matches at an average of 59. He's had a pretty solid tournament as well. 7 wickets in 4 matches as well at an average of 8. Proving to be quite a good all-rounder. Clive Lloyd didn't bat today, 62 average at the moment. 10 wickets in 6 games for Joel Garner, an average of 19. A little bit expensive, I'd say. And 7 wickets in 6 matches for Colin Croft. Not really had the impact in the tournament that he wanted so far, but he's got the semi-final against Pakistan coming up. He's averaging 24. So that's the quarter-finals out the way. You know the 4 semi-finals now. England versus New Zealand and Pakistan versus West Indies. Sri Lanka said if they beat Pakistan, will give West Indies their hardest match. But if West Indies come out on top against Pakistan, which he said they're more than likely they would, he said New Zealand and England don't stand a chance, mainly due to the fact that he thinks that New Zealand and England's batting is very, very won't last against that West Indian bowling attack. I have to agree with that. My prediction for the semi-finals, the England-New Zealand match is a tough one. England's batting's not been good since that opening match against Bangladesh, whereas New Zealand were absolutely ruthless against Sri Lanka in an absolute wonderful run chase where they chased 187 in about 38 overs, I think. Masterful performance. I actually would put New Zealand just about favourites to win that match against England, but England have won every match in this tournament, and England's bowling, it's going to be a battle of 2 very good bowling attacks tomorrow. It could be a low-scoring match. It could be a low-scoring match, I think, tomorrow. England versus New Zealand. Pakistan versus West Indies. Well, Pakistan's bowling attack has been brilliant throughout this tournament, and their batting's been quite solid as well. That's going to be a close match, but West Indies should win that. So I think, in my opinion, it could be a New Zealand-West Indies final. And obviously, West Indies beat New Zealand in the group stage by 42 runs. But until tomorrow, we'll see you for tomorrow's first semi-final of this 1979 Cricket World Cup here in Sri Lanka. It's England versus New Zealand for a place in the World Cup final. Until then, this is me, Lawrence Howard, bidding you goodbye.